and welcome back to Gent Watches. Today we are going to be continuing with Death Note. This will be episode 22 of the show, and this is probably the longest that I've had between recordings of Death Note. Maybe close to the longest between recordings of a series on this channel so far, because it's been about 2 weeks, a bit over 2 weeks since I recorded the last, maybe 2.5 weeks since I recorded the last Death Note video. And that's pretty crazy for Death Note, especially for me, because Death Note, I generally, I'll record once every 4 days or so, 3 or 4 days. So having 2 and a bit weeks between recordings is crazy for me. But the reason was, I was doing I was building up episodes or reactions of Death Note before I went to Melbourne, and so I watched them all pretty early in that week, and then I was just editing them and letting them go up while I was in Melbourne. And then after Melbourne, I had to get through the backlog of stuff that I missed while I was in Melbourne, and so now we're finally back to Death Note and I can continue with this show. I'm just so excited to continue this show, and I really this is just one of those shows, I'm really enjoying it. And also this may sound bad out of context, but I want it to be over. But what I mean is not because I don't like what they're doing, or not because I am not because I want to watch other stuff in place of this or anything along those lines. I'm really enjoying what I'm watching. The reason I want it to be over is it's one of those shows that I've had Death Note in my in my peripheral vision for so long that I can't wait to the point where I can see Death Note stuff and I don't have to turn away, I don't have to avoid spoilers as much as I can, because that is something I've been doing for my whole life, is avoiding Death Note spoilers. And it's always so good when I can finally go, yes, let me look at these spoilers, let me stare at them closely. Even though I'm pretty sure I think I know the very ending, and I'll tell you when we do the last episode of Death Note, I'll tell you if I was right about what I knew about the ending. But other than that, I don't know what the stuff between now and then is. So I am keen to see how it all plays out. But we got 15 episodes to go after this. I think it's 37 episode show. This is episode 22. So yeah, we're kind of in the home stretch a little bit. That's only, probably a month or 2 month and a half, and then we'll be done if I keep up with the schedule I've been doing, I think. So yeah, anyway, let's get into this. Is episode 22 of Death Note. Let's go and do it. Oh, sorry, I'll just quickly say, make sure to like the video, comment down below, and subscribe. I don't want to forget to say that. And if you want full length and early access, you can get episode 23 on my Patreon right now. Go to my Patreon in the description below. I want to make sure to say that before I start every video, because some people might not know about it, and even if you do know about it, I want to remind you that that's an option. Sometimes you might forget, and it really does genuinely help me out. So let's get into episode 22 of Death Note. Here we go. From my times listening to this OP so far, the one breakdown bit of this OP is amazing, and I really want to hear it again. This.
Higuchi is Kira.
Guidance. So you're not happy about this, right, Elle? I want to know why. Because it seems like good news to me.
If after this, it will make it difficult to determine a critical element, how Kira conducts his murders. I have to think of a plan.
Misa, how did you?
I'm not sure I'm following.
Easy. That guy's totally in love with me. I managed to convince him that I'm the second Kira. If I didn't say this now, I'd probably end up contradicting my story later.
Wow, nice.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Before we move to arrest Higuchi, I want to find out how he kills people.
Oh,
dying, we won't be able to figure it out unless we come up with another idea.
I see what they're saying now.
At any rate. Alright, then begin installing microphones, trackers, and cameras, but not in the house. Instead, just put them in every car.
Besides, do you have any idea of how many cars this guy has?
Yeah, well, he has 6.
Fine then.
Look, I'm not Kira. How many times do
I just want you to answer the question. Well, do you remember?
No.
I'd like you to thoroughly analyze my current theory. This could determine the way in which we end up.
This might be exactly right. This theory.
Light Yagami used to be Kira.
So far
Kira's
correct.
power has somehow passed on to another person.
So far
Light
correct.
Yagami now has no memory of ever being Kira.
So far
I
correct.
need your analysis based on these assumptions.
Is that it?
Do you think you can do that for me?
Yes.
Or was there someone else in control of Light, lurking in the background, who gave him the power? Was it that person who passed Light's powers to someone else?
That's a cool assumption.
Given your premise, it would be my will.
Kira's power can only be transferred by the will of the person who possesses it. Thank you, Light. I can now say that I feel 99% better.
Yeah? I mean, yeah, if this wasn't Death Note, I would think Light was never gonna be Kira again. And that he's just a good guy now.
We'll create a situation where Higuchi will
But I'm
be
sure
able
there's
to
a plan
pass
in
his power
place
to
for him to
anyone
get
else.
it back.
We'll have him show us how he kills. We'll book a 3-hour time slot. It'll be announced that Kira's identity will be revealed near the end of the special.
Okay.
Did anyone actually buy that though? This is Sakura TV after all. For all we know, Higuchi might not even watch that program.
Turn on your TV. That should be enough to get him watching. The special guest on TV is someone who knows a secret.
Misa?
I get it. So we'll be using Iber then.
Oh.
He'll reveal that he was a spy all along.
No, I'm afraid you're incorrect. We will not be using
Misa?
Has to be someone who Higuchi believes he'll be able to kill.
Misa?
In other words, it has to be someone whose name he can look up easily.
But we're never gonna find a person like that, are we?
You're the only one who can do it.
Oh, it's Matsu.
Matsu!
It would make sense that Misa's manager, who he thought was
Right,
the one
that does
revealing
make
the secret.
sense.
That's right. Sakura TV use a voice filter and frosted glass to protect your identity. If the studio mess up and accidentally reveal your face,
Nice! That's a cool plan.
Oh, sounds exciting!
until the show ends, the announcers
Except
keep saying they'll reveal the full
they're
name of
showing it
who's acting
to
as
us.
Kira.
Higuchi
I feel
would
like
feel
it's not gonna
thrilled.
work.
He'd have no choice but to find out the manager's name as soon as possible.
In the meantime, Matsuda will have to decide if he wants to go through with this plan.
You can be useful, Matsuda. You can make up for all the mistakes you've made.
I don't need 2 or 3 days to decide.
Yes.
I want to.
I
do
love this. I love that they have made him useful properly. It was talking about the great god of death? Oh my gosh.
Who do you think Kira might be?
Takahashi or Higuchi.
Nailed it.
Takahashi is just a decoy.
Nailed it.
Kira would make sure there are people less clever than him.
And he always insults everyone around him and can't use his people well? I believe that's why he
Yeah,
was demoted.
he's a
from being
scumbag.
head of the development department.
Who is that on the line? Namikawa.
It's L.
Is this okay,
L,
Light?
Kaito and Shimura are here as well. I'll speak for them and say they'll choose to stand back and watch your face-off with Kira, like I plan to.
That's fine.
Awesome.
Tonight, I'm gonna catch Kira.
Based on your reaction, I'm now 100% certain that Higuchi is Kira.
Namikawa was pretty smart, huh?
I like
I always
Namikawa.
thought he was. From looking at his face, I guess this proves it.
No, that was just because Light messed up.
He'll be captured tonight, apparently.
Hey, man.
It's been about 3 days since I stopped killing criminals. With that power in my hands, Yotsuba will be under my control.
Rem hates this.
Check out Sakura TV.
So you're saying
Here we go.
it's Kira, right?
I'm so excited.
The man who died was Mr. H.
Mr. H. Hattori. If he knows this much, he could be one of the other 6. No, maybe it's Coil.
Mr. H wants
Is he
to be
smart
the
enough to
man
put
who
together that
died.
it's Matsuda? Because if he's too dumb.
Being the others. There's Misa's manager. Matsui, that's his name. Why is he still alive?
He explained
Okay,
earlier
here we
that he
go.
thought he was going to be killed.
Be careful, I went home that night and wrote his name in the notebook like it was written on his business card. Why is he
Oh.
still alive then? Could he be a former entertainer who became a
Oh no,
manager
is it not gonna
using
work
stage
because he
name?
already tried
Is
it?
that possible?
Listen, just be sure to hold up on the Kira announcement till the last minute.
Oh,
alright?
we will be.
I have to kill him. Calm down. Misa knows his face, so if she's the second Kira, she should know what his real name is.
Okay, so this is the plan. Okay, that makes sense. And it's still working.
Oh, what the hell?
Man, I thought she would have answered it and told him like a fake name.
Namikawa's already gone ahead and told everyone to watch the show.
Since one of us 7 has to be Kira, that should mean Taro Matsui will soon be dead.
Of course, I'm the only one who knows or even suspects that Taro Matsui isn't his real name.
Yeah.
That means if I say anything, it'll reveal the fact that I'm
Oh, this
Kira.
is so... I love this episode. This is so interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, Mr. Higuchi, pleasure to hear from you.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, but Misa's taking a much-needed vacation right now. She should be back by, tomorrow morning, though. You can reach her.
I'm asking you where she is now.
I was only recently hired, so I don't know much about him. If you need some information, I can let you talk to someone from the office. I just remembered. Everyone's in Okinawa at the moment. The president, though.
This is going exactly as I planned. It's almost
Yeah,
scary.
this is something gonna go wrong?
You should be happy.
Yamashita. And his first name was... I'm sorry, I can't remember.
Don't screw with me. Why the hell can't you remember the names of the people you hire? There, and get it.
You gotta be kidding me. Give me a break.
This is a nice realistic call.
But if you want to know that badly, I'll give you the PIN code for the office lock. You can go in yourself and look it up. How's that? The personnel...
Oh! So he's gonna have to go and bring the Death Note with him so that he can do it as soon as possible.
Sure, it was Yamashita.
That's such a clever idea. Why did he grab a gun? What if he just went to the station and shot Matsuda? Oh my god, what if he did that?
He's only carrying a single bag.
But if he shot Matsuda, that'd be way more suspicious. Like, he would just get arrested on the spot.
Still going according to plan.
No! Damn it! No! I think I'm gonna record another video, like, right after this. I think I have to record another Death Note video right after this because I need to know what happens. That was such an addictive episode. Like, by the end, I was so gripped on what was happening. I barely wrote any notes. Like, I just wrote like 2 notes, and one of them just says eye catches, one says Matsuda. So, like, oh my gosh. Okay, hang on. The reason I wrote eye catches though is because I want to go back and I want to read the eye catches. Sometimes there's so much text, and I'm focused on like recording this video, like I can't even take in all the text. So I'm just gonna find these eye catches. Okay, because I didn't read them. I just want to read them now. So the first one: the dead god of death will disappear, but the Death Note will remain. The ownership of this Death Note is usually carried over to the next god of death that touches it, but it's common sense that it is returned to the great god of death. Okay, so right, we knew that. So like if Rem was to die, if Rem saved Misa and Rem dies, the Death Note would stay there, and then whichever god of death touched that, Shinigami touched that Death Note, would then become the owner of that Death Note. But then apparently there's a great god of death. Okay, and the next other one is only by touching each other's Death Note can human individuals who own the Death Note in the human world recognize the appearance or voice of each other's god of death. Yep, okay, we knew that. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I mean I like that Matsuda is a big part of this plan. I like that he's like being useful, and he's actually doing a good job at like lying and stuff. I think his whole, like, the Matsuda episode where he is trying to prove himself useful and then kind of, like, makes a bunch of mistakes, I do think that was also useful. That pushed their plans along, and that set the wheels in motion for them to do this plan right here. So I don't think that was, like, an utter failure as much as it was kind of, like, presented to be. And it was an entertaining episode on top of it. But, yeah, now it's just great that they're doing this plan. I love the idea. I feel like it's, you know, everything's going to plan up until now. I feel like it's gonna start going wrong, like when the next episode starts. But man, like if their plan really is like they do all of this and then they make him go down and get the files and the fact that he'll be so low on time that he has to bring the Death Note with him so that he can write the name, like that's That's a really good plan, because that really will reveal how he kills people. Oh man, I love it. I think that's great. Yeah, I just like the way everything came together. I think the phone call, like the phone calls that he was making, the people on, like, that they got to do the other side of the phone calls, really effective. They did that really effectively because, I'm sorry about my dog barking. I think they did that really effectively because it's like everyone else, the people who were replying to him, weren't seeing the severity of the situation, and they were trying not to give him the information. Like, and I think that's really good because it makes him panic more, which makes him make more mistakes. His head is too cloudy. He's just trying to fix the situation, and then on top of that, it makes sense because this TV station or whatever, they would think, like, yeah, who cares what his name is? Like, I'm not gonna go all the way back to the office just to get the name for you. Like, I can tell you later in a few days or whatever. Or, you know, you can go get it yourself. And it makes perfect sense. I wouldn't even question it if I was him, if I was Higuchi. I would be like, God damn it, but okay, fine, I'll go to the office, you know? I wouldn't even think about it. So yeah, I love it. I think that's awesome. I think all of it was awesome. I'm really happy. I'm just really happy with how everything's gone. And yeah, we're gonna be doing the next episode, so I'm probably just gonna go straight into the next episode. And yeah, record that video right now because I really want to watch it. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Death Note, and please make sure to like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel, and go to my Patreon account in the description below to get full length and early access and exclusive videos all on there, and support this channel. Really helps me out. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.